How you doing, YouTube? Making a mess here. It is kind of a shame, more or less a disappointment. I cannot find a fuel can that just works with me 100%. I don't understand why it's so hard to get something to seal, but this thing is screwed all the way down as tight as it can go, and it's still not sealing. So the can looks good though, brand new. I guess technically it was only like 16 bucks, but trying to heat the garage today, it's only a high of about 40 degrees, and well, I got a mess all over my floor. Now, aside from having jet fuel everywhere, and probably fixing to make another big mess, I'm extremely disappointed. Fuel cans that I've made purchase of, because they ain't working for me. Aside from not having a can that works with you and making a mess all over the ground, it gets you all messy. You got to clean up the can 3 and 4 times, depending on how many times you clean the bottom of it and set it back down. Not a dramatic waste. At the cost of this stuff is not exactly cheap, but it's not extremely expensive either. It was $10 or $15 a can. I'd have done been screaming and hollering and threw myself on the floor and did the curly shove. But it's not that bad. Leaves a little stink mess. And you spend an extra 20 minutes cleaning it up. So, just FYI, future reference, if you ever need or think about a fuel can that could possibly work with you. As far as I can tell, this thing seals pretty good. Basically what I wanted was something that was fairly inexpensive. Now for the normal gas cans, and then you can buy the adapters that take those and turn it into a basically it turns it into almost a retro style fuel nozzle on there. And of course these were advertised that you don't use them for fuel of any kind. So if you really don't want to make a mess like this every time you fuel it, you get yourself a decent gas can like this. Something like this here has just not failed me. And I've only got 2 of them. I haven't bought an extra nozzle for that one. I bought 2 new jugs instead. It was actually cheaper to buy 2 of these jugs with everything that you see on them versus buying 1 gas can and 2 of these nozzles to fit my old one here and the new gas can. So I went that route thinking it was actually going to be easier. It's cheaper, yes, but I just probably spent $1.48 in towels cleaning up a mess, and another 7 minutes maybe. I kind of started it before I started this video, but I thought I would give you a rundown on it. As far as heater goes, this thing, I normally run jet fuel in it. For me, it is it's fairly inexpensive. and it's easily accessed. I can get jet fuel at $1.78 a gallon, $1.87, $1.86, $1.90 a gallon versus diesel at $3 a gallon. I'm kind of cutting that price in half. So this thing actually seems like it runs better. I mean, I'm not advertising for Mr. Heater by any means, but I've had a couple of these in the past, and I just couldn't find one that just worked really good with me. But this one here really seems like it gets the job done. It seems like it runs really efficiently on jet fuel versus diesel. It actually seems like it burns less within the same amount of time. And it actually seems like it burns cleaner. You know, a lot of people complain when you run diesel heaters like this, these forced air heaters, seem to complain that you get the fumes. I've run it out of diesel. When I first got it, I run it out of diesel unintentionally, and it seemed like it smoked for a few minutes, and it seemed like you could just almost took a while to get rid of that smoke. Now, I've also unintentionally run it empty on jet fuel, and it just quick puff of smoke and it was done. This thing's got an automatic shut off, so when it does run out of fuel, it shuts itself off to prevent from pretty much demolishing itself, which is a very nice feature. So, lack of better terms, I built a cart for it. Instead of picking it up by the handle, scooting it away from wherever it was I was going to fuel it, I can just pick it up at one end, roll it back. Now, I know a lot of people want to tell me that this handle is going to get blazing hot. As soon as you shut it off, within less than 3 minutes, it's cooled off to the touch. You can pick it up on one of the corners or just near direct in front of where you think the heat's coming out. So, it actually, I mean, the cart works good for me. The color's not all that great, but that's what paint I had extra laying around, so I used it. But if you ever looking for a heater, I think I paid around $340, $360, something like that for this one. I'm pretty happy with it. I've had it for 2 years. I haven't had any problems with it. I've run it out of fuel numerous amounts of times. I think throughout a winter in a 18 by 18 shop, and aside from the few times that I forgot and left the heater on overnight, which was, I would say, at least a half dozen times, I think I spent about $200 per winter. So I'm figuring that on like a 6 months basis. So like a beginning of October towards like the end of March or April. So I mean, really, I feel like I've got my money's worth out of this thing. It heats really good. I mean, I'm in a 24 by 30 now, and I left it running. It was 40 degrees in here this morning when I came in at 10 o'clock, 10:30, and I kicked the heater on. I went and ate breakfast, got in the shower, come back out, and it was around 11-ish, 11:30, and it was already up to 60 degrees. So when it's 20 degrees in an hour, I wouldn't say that that's bad at all. And it's around 70 now. I've had it running for quite a while. It's 60 now. I had it running for quite a while, but I did take the blinds down, vacuumed around that window, cleaned it, took the blinds down, vacuumed around that window, and cleaned it. Both of them were, you couldn't hardly see through them. So it actually annoyed me, and I figured before I fill this space in with more stuff, while I've got it clean around there, there used to be the door there used to actually be a bench right there. So I cleaned all that off last night and kind of cleaned that window this morning after looking at it. I thought if I don't do it now, I may not get it done. So happy Thanksgiving, y'all. We'll catch y'all next time. Thanks for watching.